Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AS Roma Theory. Roma is ready to buy yet another player. An agreement has been found between Roma and Olympiacos, and Kamara is set to become a new Roma player. He will land in Ciampino Airport tomorrow at 9:30 a.m., which is pretty early. I'm definitely gonna sleep. I'm not gonna wake up for Kamara's arrival, but yeah, he's gonna land in on tomorrow pretty early. He's gonna undergo his medical checkups tomorrow afternoon, and apparently he'll be sitting in the stands tomorrow evening at the stadium against Monza, and that is that's already a good feeling, because I think he doesn't know anyone. Don't get me wrong, Kamara will land tomorrow. He doesn't know absolutely anyone, but it's good that he's gonna go at the stadium tomorrow night, because he can get that atmosphere feeling in his heart, and he'll get impressed from that. So when he steps in, he knows what to expect, and he knows how to fight for these fans. So it's good, and apparently Kamara will be at the stadium tonight. He will land tomorrow morning. And yeah, an agreement has been found between Olympiacos and Roma. In this live stream, we will talk about the agreement, we'll talk about the economic side of this deal, and then we will also talk about the comparison between Gini and Kamara. Because at the end of the day, this, as I've said many times, was an emergency transfer hit. He wasn't planned. We bought Gini, everyone was happy with Gini, and then everyone got kind of traumatized by the Gini situation, and Thiago Pinto was forced yet again to be active in the midfielder transfer market, and Kamara was the player, which in fact we'll talk about. There's an interesting story about the transfer of this Kamara lad, but we'll talk about that. Let's start with the economic side, because it's a similar situation to Sergio Oliveira. You remember Sergio Oliveira from last season? I find this as a very similar situation. It's a loan, and it's a 1.5 million loan. What does that mean? Roma had to pay 1.5 million euros to sign Kamara on loan, which, in my opinion, is very affordable. For a young lad, 25 years old, yes, he isn't Wijnaldum, but at the end of the day, if he flops and everything, you can look back at this and you go, right, at the end of the day, I've spent 1.5 million to loan him. That isn't too bad. So yeah, we need to pay 1.5 million for Kamara on loan, and then we have a buyback clause. Olympiacos and Roma have agreed to insert this buyback clause. And at first, Olympiacos and Roma were debating about inserting a buyback clause, which in a way became a must if Roma achieved some objectives. And the two sides talked about a potential: if Roma gets fourth, if Roma qualify for the Champions League, then Roma is forced to buy Kamara on a permanent deal. But then the two sides have actually agreed on a buyback clause of 12 million euros. So no objectives, no anything, everything is within two brackets. If we want him back on a permanent deal, we just need to pay 12 million euros to Olympiacos. It's a very similar situation to Sergio Oliveira. As I repeat, it was, the situation which we had with Oliveira in Porto last season was very similar. So the situation is this: he will become a new Roma player. Now, it's important, I think, to compare him with Gini Wijnaldum. Now, obviously, he is not Gini Wijnaldum. He is really nowhere close Gini Wijnaldum. But I think it's very important for us fans to not just, in a way, scorn him off, if you see what I mean. Because, yes, it is true that as a Gini replacement, if you put him and Gini Wijnaldum next to each other, then obviously everyone would go for Gini. But it's so important, and I really ask this, as a Roma fan myself, I ask myself, and I ask everyone here, to not really just forget about him. Because yes, he isn't Wijnaldum, but we should make him feel at home. We shouldn't start going, oh my days, we had Gini, he got injured, and look who we bought. It's nowhere close, Gini. Because if we start doing that, especially on his social media accounts, and we have seen this going on with the Felix situation, I don't want, as fans, and this isn't part of what Roma fans are about. Roma fans, I think, I was actually surprised myself as a Roma fan to, these idiots fans who wrote to Felix to die because he injured Gini. Roma is a club which is all about passion, is all about love. It's nowhere close when it comes to hate. So, really, let's not underestimate him. Yes, he is in Wijnaldum, and I'll say it myself. But it's important to not make it clear to him that we don't want him and he's worse than Wijnaldum. Because yes, in reality, he is most probably worse. But he's very, very young. He's got a football career in front of him. And it's important to not drag him down just because we were used to see Gini in our midfielder. So this is what I'll say. Now, obviously, Gini had a fundamental point, which is, I think, a big reason of why Mourinho, Thiago, and the Fredkins all bought him. And that point was experience. With Gini Wijnaldum, obviously, I think the experience which him and Matic brought to the midfielder, I think, would have, been vital points. Gini brings a lot of experience in your team. Gini is a winner. He won a lot. In his career under Klopp at Liverpool. He won absolutely everything. He was, he's the captain of the Netherlands national team. And yes, Mady Kamara has nowhere close the experience that Gini has. And it's important to highlight this because he's a very young player. He's part of the Ghanaian national team, but he's a very young player. He's 25 years old. One thing which I would say, which I think if you put him in a contrast on Gini, I think it's most probably a bonus hit. And this bonus hit is, I would say, consistency. Not because Gini's inconsistent, but because Gini has been traumatized by injuries in his year at PSG. And what does that bring? That brings a player which needs a lot of time to get back in full fitness. That brings a player who isn't 100% ready at the start of the season. He still has got all the memories of his past injuries. And I would definitely say, yes, it's important to say that Felix made a big mistake, but I also would say that 10% of that was linked to Gini's current state. Gini was a player who didn't play many matches last season. Kamara has been a staple point in the Olympiacos team. Yes, you're probably saying, well, he plays for Olympiacos. That's the only and good team in the Greek league. Can we even speak about the Greek league? Yes, and I'll say to you that the Greek league is, unless you're Greek, I think no one follows it. But he's been consistent there. He's always been asked to play. He has been voted many times as the best Greek league midfielder, which, yes, isn't a big award, but consistency is there. Now, people are asking, is he more defensive? Is he more attack? I think he's a box-to-box. He's, I think, a Sergio Oliveira player which turns into a Mkhitaryan player. And in a way, I think he's very similar to Gini in a way that he doesn't only focus on the defense, but he also focuses on the attack as well. So I think he has a good mix of both attack and defense, which I think is good because we need a lot of versatile players in the midfielder. Because Matic only defends, and yes, some good passes, but realistically speaking, Matic only defends, Cristante only defends, and that basically only leaves Pellegrini in our midfield section, which is there to do the creative job. Kamara brings some creativity in that midfield and also brings some defensiveness. So I think, you look at this and you're like, yes, it isn't Gini, but you look at the cost. You look at the cost of this and you're like, this is an absolute bargain. This is a loan. It's not a permanent deal, and it's a 1.5 million loan. That is an absolute bargain. And yes, he's a player who has been playing in the Greek league. But if you ask me, 25 years old, has been voted many times as the best Greek player in the Greek league. is very consistent. You know, I don't follow the Greek league, but I do follow the Europa League, and Olympiacos are always in the first stages of the Champions League or even in the Europa League, and he's there. He's consistent. He knows how to play with more experienced clubs. And if you look at this, you sum all of this up, and you look at the cost, you're like, Thiago Pinto, what a job. If he doesn't orientate well, if we really don't need him at the end of the season because Gini will come back, we'll just give it back to Olympiacos. He is here to improve the team and make it better because of an emergency. Realistically speaking, it would have been impossible out of this metaverse for Thiago Pinto. Gini got injured after, you know, spending so much time and effort on that Gini deal with PSG. He gets injured, and then Thiago Pinto buys another really big player and spends a lot of money. Because that's not the point. The point of this deal was not to spend money. In fact, I would say that we should have done the opposite of spending money. And it's exactly what we did. Because he is a player which is useful now, but realistically speaking, when Gini comes back, I don't see many chances for Kamara. Yes, maybe in some, you know, easy matches like Monza at home, La Spezia at home, and these matches. But when Gini comes back, he won't get many chances. So this puts a lot of good pressure on him because he knows that if Mourinho wants to keep him, then he needs to step up immediately because he knows that Gini is better than him. And obviously, it will take time for Gini to get back fit after this injury. So I think it's a good deal. It's a really good deal. I'll be honest, I don't really know much of him because I don't watch the Greek League, but I do watch the European Cups. And Olympiacos are a staple in the Europa League, in the Champions League, and maybe in the Conference League as well. So yeah, the situation of this is good. He will land in Rome tomorrow for people asking. His medical checkups tomorrow afternoon, and tomorrow evening he will be in the stands, you know, watching his new teammates play. So yeah, I want to share a quick picture. Just to really get that Kamara loves Roma vibe. Look at this picture. Let me share this real quick. Ooh, it's very big. I'm going to put it here. Just for 2 seconds. If you point your eyes down below, out of the 5 players sitting down, the one in the middle is Kamara. And he's wearing a Roma jersey. That's the spirit we want. That's the heart we need. And another thing which I will say, very similar to the Wijnaldum situation, is that just like Wijnaldum, he played a big part in convincing Olympiacos to kind of sell him. He wants Roma and wanted Roma. So one thing which I would say, it's a fun thing. Why was Mourinho interested in this deal? He was interested in this deal because a friend of Mourinho told Jose, now that Gini got injured, buy Mady Kamara. And Mourinho listened to his friend, and yeah, this is the backstage of this deal, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, Kamara's deal is done. He will land in Rome tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Italian time. And yeah, let me read some comments. He has an insane work rate. He will make a good partnership with Matic. Let's go, with a great timing for us. Even though he's a little unknown, Jose is known for finding hidden diamonds like Essien Drogba. I think he can be like a new Essien. I'm very impressed. Let's see. Very affordable, you're right, Simon. Another great piece of business by Pinto. This is the greatest transfer window ever by the Fredkins. What a great team we have built. They looked at him before. Good signing and good business. Izemir Belotti is looking slimmer now. He was jacked at Torino, but he looks fast in training. You know one thing which really pops my mind after seeing those Belotti videos training? I love Belotti now that he's a Roma player. I appreciate his respect to Roma. But oh my lord, his hunchback. Have we all seen his hunchback? You know, that is serious. Like, no offense to him, his hunchback is something else. He's literally like, he plays football like this. So, really, like, I love him, but I consider sorting that out. Like, it's impressive if you see it. I've got a little hunchback, look at that. But it's not like, Belotti's literally like... So, that's really something, you know, I've been seeing him under Torino, but I never really noticed how the big hunchback he has. And not that it will influence his gameplay, because he's been scoring a lot of goals with that hunchback. But thank Lord. I mean, really, really impressive. Any news on a defender? No news on a defender, mate. No news. When are we also getting another defender? Who knows? I mean, this is deadline week, so it's interesting to see. So on the 1st of September, I'm gonna go live for like 1 hour for deadline, for the last hour of the transfer market, so we shall see. Just to remind you, Veretout went through preparation period with Roma, he looked great, and we sold him. But I think we also made quite a lot of money from the Veretout deal. So, and I think we need new air in the team. You see, I appreciate Veretout, but new air. Sometimes you find an Angolan from Cairo who ends up being a staple. Would be nice if Kamara surprises us. What a comment. I love that. Mourinho and African players is the best duo. Just so El Shaarawy, Celik and Zaleski will start tomorrow. Interesting. We predicted Celik and Zaleski. And El Shaarawy, did we predict El Shaarawy? No, we didn't. But good. El Shaarawy's on good form. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, make sure to smash the subscribe button. Turn the bell notifications on. Because tomorrow I'm back at the stadium for the first time this season. It will be great. Full stadium once again. So atmosphere will be amazing. So yeah, bell notifications on because you do not want to miss the stadium vlog tomorrow. Also, don't forget to smash the subscribe button, smash the like button in this video, and follow me on Instagram over there in the orange box over Simon _ASO _. One last reminder, yesterday, the first episode of the series, Rome to Bodo, the challenge Rome to Bodo, starting with $150 is out. So I really appreciate if everyone right now could take 2 seconds to go and watch that video. A lot of effort, a lot of sleepless nights, but so yeah, if you're interested, if you like these kind of challenges, entertaining videos, it's a series. The second episode will go out on Thursday most probably. So yeah, if you have some time to kill, go and watch that. It's interesting, it's fun, and yeah. So yeah, Belotti simply doesn't have a neck. Hunchback condition is called kyphosis. Wow, Logical is an expert when it comes to that. I do have a little hunchback as well, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is my normal position, but I hope it's nowhere close Belotti. But yeah, I'll catch you very, 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 very soon. Simon, out.